Greetings everyone, there's no sound in this. I've just muted the video. I'm Zahra. I wish I could change my name. I'm getting signs that I'm Radharani. Been getting signs and my grandaunt from my mother's side, my mother's paternal aunt had a Devi. Goodness. Um, there's this energy also hurting me. I don't want to come online. Sorry, the performance is not going to be good here. I'm holding the mobile. If I move it, then might make a sound. I don't know why my mobiles are like this. They make a sound. It's been very tragic from all sides. My head, mental illness, then also chronic fatigue before that. And now I think it's cancer, some kind of adrenaline cancer that cannot be detected or hasn't been checked. I haven't been tested probably, but I don't want to go to the hospital here. So I'm losing a lot of flesh, not in the stomach, but arms, legs, my bones and flesh withering, deteriorating. And so maybe because of this extreme weakness, my mind is hurting. Chronic, what do you call it? Obsessive, compulsive thoughts. So I come here. Although it's not good, even in private life, one should never show anyone that one has any kind of defect or disease. Otherwise, even your own family. No one. Okay, and more. So there's a lot of things like the the Mauritian Indian gurus and all. So, okay, I just want a little bit out of topic. I don't want to talk about the pain I'm going through because I feel when I come here talking, it's like self-therapy. Little while, and then again, it comes back, so I keep coming here. Sorry, don't mean to disturb people. Or, I don't know if you feel this way. Anyone out there lonely, claustrophobic, feeling misunderstood and mistreated. Because, I was told in Karachi by my teacher, I'd known about Darul Sakoon, Sister Gertrude's. She made this, Sister Gertrude for Darul Sakoon in Darul Sakoon. So the parents, even mother, throwing their defective children, babies, daughters, we don't want them. And Sister Gertrude of Darul Sakoon would take them. So I'm sorry, right? I have to. I don't know why I can't. I think because of great weakness in me. I'm not a talker, and I wanted to pass away like Zen. Like I really admired the Zen masters who don't leave. I think some Zen, they don't leave their footprints for anyone to even follow. And I wanted to pass away quietly, but okay, so due to my health conditions, restlessness, I don't know why I can't, my mind doesn't, I don't know what to do. So I know using public social media gets me a lot of negative, more, gets me into more trouble. Uh, with people and talking. Silence um, was the best answer to anything. But when I read Jiddu Krishnamurti, I was like, maybe we should have another Jiddu Krishnamurti to help us, be with us, talk like this. And the Mother Teresa, and even like Dr. Faw of Marie Adelaide Leprosy Center to take care of us who are not well, and to live in a city. I think I made a bad choice, but I didn't have a choice. From Pakistan, I had to leave Pakistan. Then it's my brother was into business and he was earning. My other brother also. But then, so I didn't want to take any financial help from anyone, but I was helpless. And then my brother went into military, one of them, for the army training here. And I thought, no, I better go and get financial help from my father's country, UAE. Since I'm feeling like in my stomach, my guts, and it's really destructive energy hurting me. I don't like to take help from anyone, financial or anything. Okay, so this also, and that signs were coming to me that I'm Radha Rani. And then when I heard Paramahamsa Viswanatha, and then I thought about my childhood, how I started to believe in love, listening to those songs, American songs, also, or I don't know where it came from. My mother was lenient, so any strict kind of environment suffocates me a lot, and my mother was different from my father's family, very suffocating, like very strict. It's not that strict, but in other ways they are, they, I don't know, like something about, it's not as strict as the religious strictness. Something about that their ways are suffocating and claustrophobic for me. So, this, and then finding out that, so I felt, I don't know, I'm not sure, I felt that Devi was coming. Devi was coming through me. Zahra Auntie's Devi. Then I've talked about this a little bit. I don't know whether clearly you would understand. My mother's aunt had Devi, my mother's father's sister. And anyways, she couldn't help later on save my grandaunt's sisters. Three of them had cancer and died. Sorry, there's some work going on outside for disturbance. So in the 70s, Karachi was open, or it was like quite dilwas. I don't know how to say that. So I enjoyed living it, but 80s came and it was the worst time of my life. I had in the 80s in Karachi, separated from my teacher. 80s came and oh yeah, the newcomers, and then I found out my cousin also that. So, but thank God, gracefully, I let go of my cousin, and I found that someone else I could marry, Pakistani. But at that time, it doesn't matter the passport or anything. I could lose my Emirati passport or something. It doesn't really matter to me because, if I get married to a foreigner, at that time the rule was like that. Anyways, but I wasn't thinking of that at all. And so anyways, I liked a Pakistani, and I thought, okay, get married to him when so I gracefully let go, and I never took any, I felt, so that time I realized when my cousin was, and my uncle had told me that he had a girlfriend in Dubai and all that, so why are you being loyal to him? Faithful. So, but then I wasn't, I was here and there admiring someone in Karachi American School and all that. I wasn't faithful or anything. Later on, I gracefully let go. Thank God. God helped me on that at least. But not my teacher. My teacher, I was very, very restless. I didn't cry a tear for this cousin or anything. I'd shed a tear. But I realized that दूसरे को एहसास होना इस case में, in these kind of cases, the other person should realize. If they don't, then you gracefully move away. My grandaunt used to say, Allah ki kainat mein koi kami nahi hai. Okay, so I was 14, 13. I remember telling my mother, no, I will get married. My mother said, no, I don't want you to get married into this family. Although she wanted her sister to be in this family, so it was strange. Later on, when she told me in Karachi, no, I don't want you to get married. Oh, because they didn't take her sister. Also that. Because they said, we don't take two sisters from one house. But then they took two sisters from one house. Like two sisters for two brothers, right? So my mother said she didn't want me to get married in this house, or my father's house. But I said, no, I will, like that, right, to my mother. But then, thank God, so until I realized this in 1980, that my cousin, that I wasn't beautiful, and that my cousin was going after a beautiful girl. So I started to find, but I was still had a crush on him. Unfortunately, I didn't tell that girl. She became my friend. I didn't tell her that what he's done to me, how he used me, and all those negative things. I kept away from her. And she was telling me that she had the feeling that So my cousin was goo gaga after her beauty and all this. So once she told me that she came to my house and we used to talk in my room. She told me that she has this feeling that she's going to get married to a Sunni Muslim Pakistani, of course. So she wasn't showing interest in my cousin, but my cousin was crazy after her. And anyway, so then she got married to a Sunni Pakistani. Okay, and so, but I never told her about the negative things. Like she knew that my name is with this cousin of mine. She knew that I wanted to marry him, but she didn't know anything negative about my cousin. And that time, her sisters were newly new, and my father's family was fascinated by them. Later on, they realized that my mother was the best daughter-in-law, things like that, right? Although my mother-in-law was not living with them, didn't come to Dubai at all. My mother didn't come to Dubai. But later on, like one of my aunts was saying that we really miss and remember your mother and what she was, and so praising my mother. Um, But anyway, so in the beginning, they were the newlyweds in this family. And so, what was I seeing? Yeah, so they were all fascinated and all this. But so I didn't say anything negative, right? But then later on, they found out. But at that time, even my friend didn't find out, ex friend, didn't find out what they had not known what this family is about. So I also kept the negative things away. We never spoke about any negative things about my father's family or anything. But she just said that she felt that she sensed that she's going to marry a Pakistani, not even a Shia, and she herself was a Shia, but a Sunni. Anyways, okay. So thank God I gracefully never took any. So in this situation, I realized that there's no need for talk or bringing out, like talking about this to him, or like now I'm doing on social media. It's someone who doesn't understand. So I kept quiet, and I was like wishing that we would get married. And like I don't know why I asked my two aunts. They were in my room, and the one I was telling, that, or maybe he's going to get married to this girl, and my aunt said no, very firmly, like there was Daulat, my mother's, and Matahar, and they said no, very firmly. They said he's going to marry you, right? And I was like, really? Um, so something like, let's put the names and open the book and see who he will get married to, Shahnaz or you. So they said, definitely your name will come and all this. Anyhow, I can't believe my aunt Daulat said it so firmly with Muddahar. Like, so, but when separated from Mistisa, I realized I changed, and my whole, like who I would get married to, I would make a this person the negative points, positive points in my diary, and I knew that I didn't want to marry a snob or someone like my, so I wanted to marry understanding, someone who doesn't like, it doesn't go after beauty, outer beauty and straight hair and appearance. So I I got my priorities straight. Who I want to. That was when I was 16 years old. Oh, so yeah. So I came to Dubai and I wrote in my diary. He was there too, in Dubai, but he was crazy after. Shahnaz had not yet married this girl who was really beautiful. Had not married the Sunni guy she'd said since she was going to marry. So he was still crazy after her. But then I was like, Daddy, since he's come from America, shouldn't we just get engaged or something? But there was a no in Dubai. My mother was not there. I came with my father for my passport renewal, 1986, I think, 85. And he didn't get engaged, but he had come from America, so for his cousin and me, he gave us a gold pearl locket for me and for her. But then my father, I was very shy, so he used to come to his grandmother's room, where my father and I were the one we were living in, and he would say good night, and in front of my father, was very shy to say good night to him. My father one day told me, "Why aren't you saying good night to him?" So I said, because I don't know what I said. Because I'm shy, or like, I don't mean to be rude. Like my father would say good night, and मेरा तो मुंह नहीं खुलता था. I was very shy in front of my father to say good night. My mouth would not open. I was shy. So one day I said so he hit, for the namaz, my father hit me slightly with the stick. He said, "No, Prophet Muhammad," and it was Ramadan or that. So, anyways, I remember finishing the Quran on my grandmother's bed, sitting there in Ramadan. We were there in Ramadan, I think, that month. I finished the Quran, reading it in English. But my father hit me, making me stand on the prayer mat, slightly on my back legs, with a stick, so that I would pray. He said, "No, it's in our religion. Parents can hit their children if you." So he made me stand on the prayer mat and hit me lightly on the legs, back, my calves. That was okay. I didn't say anything, and I said, "Okay, I'll pray." So the cousin was like, he wanted to still have, I realized he wanted to still have fun and his education, but like with the girls and all, women. And so another warning I got, so my father again, and I was very shy, but I wasn't shy of getting angry at my father. um, I was very shy of saying goodnight to him. So what happened is, again, my father said, "Why didn't you say goodnight to him?" And I said, "You mark my words. I'm not going to get married to him." I said, "You mark my words." But since that day on, my heart changed. That's one word that I've kept in my life. I never wanted to marry him after that. You mark my words. And he went out of my heart, like the crush and everything, childhood nonsense. Like, this was not out of Sid. This was like out of, I was writing in my diary, like, his positive points, negative points, my negative, positive, and all this. And I realized that there's no compatibility. I need a husband who is, humanitarian, cares, and will care for human beings, not use anyone. So I was separated also from my teacher, Mr. Sa, and so I realized many things. I changed many things in my life, and even wanted to change myself for how Mr. Sa wanted me to be disciplined and very like the way she principalized and all this. But then I found someone who was a Shia, a year older to me, but it didn't work out. Pakistani, Punjabi. And then I met Krishna, Sri Krishna. Oh, that time I didn't know. So a very dark, handsome, tall, very handsome. And so when I went back to CES, I met him there. He had come from Dubai, so he knew my cousins, my family in Dubai. So I was still very shy and all that. So once my friend and said, "Let's stand here," but he was also. So, anyways, I made a mistake due to listening to my friend's advice in school. So he was very, but like the songs they have, he was very respectful with me. He, in fact, and very shy with me. And the songs about Radha Rani and Krishna, that Krishna is terrifying. He's held her wrist or hand. No, Krishna would never do that kind of a thing with Radharani. Not a chichorachi person. Krishna was very decent with Radharani. He could not misbehave with Radharani. So, if you've seen something like the movie Veer Zara, you would realize that was Krishna, like Radha. You would say, where do these two come from? Which ancient times? So, something I have to correct about Radha. I don't know if Krishna was Lord or not. He is not Lord, but the gurus, masters, thinking they're God and all this, have ruined. The true story is that whatever Krishna was, and Radha, but this Krishna, they felt, the Indian Hindus, that Krishna kept love above him, a god that kept love above himself. And I always felt, even my father coming from Singapore telling me that if you had loved God and Ahlul Bayt, but I think he went out of his Shia religion for some misunderstandings we had. Of course, God is not going to come down, but he was like metaphorically saying it, like you love your teacher, Miss Desa. God and Ahlul Bayt would come. God would come down for you. Yeah, so I believed in that, right? That God would come down for love. Even my father coming from Singapore, once something happened, I don't know what it was. He found out that I was, I'd taken Miss Desa's phone, house landline was not working. Those days we didn't have mobiles. He found out and he said, oh, he was very upset with Miss Desa. He said I wouldn't even throw my slippers on her. They would get bad. Uh, he was in my room talking to me. My father, when he came from Singapore, he was a different person. So this, like God would come down for you if you loved God like this. And anyways, but that's not it. It was just this Shia God doesn't come down for anyone, not even for Karbala, Imam Hussain. God should have come down. What did he? My father was, God knows what he was saying. Qiyamah, that should have been the end of the world. Um, so, anyways, I'm having very, so a little bit I come here, I hope, no, because the energy is so negative. It's hurting me. Maybe it's now cancer or something. So I hope Aakhari Saans maybe, Devdas movie. Anyway, so I've got to correct this. So I don't believe that the Lord would make someone restless for him. And if you have to realize love may be in the most beautiful way, love can never. So I realized after finding nothingness in myself, emptiness, that love, that healthy, beautiful love, that unconditional love for even one person, but unconditional for them. So you keep your desire. It's very natural, like you keep your desires. So Paramahamsa Vishwananda and all, that Lord yearning, they're still stuck on Mirabai and that part of me. Those 6 years, I was extremely restless for Miss Desa to come back and reconcile. But after that, I got a miracle from God, a grace there, Savior. So there was a time when once, so I don't believe in yearning, burning. It's terrible. Love doesn't make you realize that way. It's a very unhealthy, and psychiatrists, therapists couldn't help. It was so unhealthy. It was like that Indian movie, like it was torturous, very unhealthy, too strict. Like the teacher, so I wanted to be what the teacher wanted me to be, and the depression and all this, those years. So one thing was that principalized, that was very unhealthy. And all the time in the back of my head, tell the truth, tell the truth. And if any now servant or anyone would do anything bad, wrong, I would have these outbursts. not, you've lied. Don't even say sorry. They don't accept their mistake, you know? Like, even if you've made a mistake, you can say, okay, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Realize your mistakes. So these Pakistanis, तुम लोग अपने, you know, you don't realize your mistakes. You are going to, and more. Like, you know, Miss Dissa would talk about the future, how in the future, this, that. So me too. I also was like with the servants or someone that you will wreck your country like this. Now going to the country, you know, you are like you're such barbaric people because you lie and you don't realize your mistake. You know, you make excuses, evading. I didn't like that. Once you made a, even if you made a mistake, you realize the mistake, you correct yourself, look at the mistake. Otherwise, you're going to wreck your whole Pakistan, your country. You are dushmans, and I would give them lectures like this. You are enemies of your country. And if it's a Bangladeshi cook, then it would be like, you have come here. You're also going to wreck Pakistan. You, look at how you people are. You've not only maybe wrecked Bangladesh, but you've wrecked Pakistan with your lies. Why do you people not realize your mistake? Don't evade it. Look at it. Feel ashamed of it. Feel guilty. But, you know, like, not like that. Like, that Miss Dessa would perhaps tell me to feel guilty about it. Remorse, some remorse should have. And I was started. Sorry, I crack up. So, so then she would say that you are a liar. You're laughing. You are a liar. You see, my mother, at least my grandaunt, didn't do. She had to tell someone, my grandaunt, that we're going to stand in front of God one day. Not me, she never told me these kind of things. But I overheard her. So I was so afraid, like, no, I was, no. But the way she said it, it was so that it, like, with friends, even in my subconscious mind, or in my, like, I shouldn't have bad thoughts if, so I would feel guilty if I would keep quiet, like, I wouldn't correct my friends. So on friends level, I was very tolerant, also that. Then, because I was brought up by this Mr. Sa, oh God, I learned. So with my siblings, yes, I became like that, very strict. So realize your mistake. Realize your mistake. And say. So it was really unhealthy for me to be like that. and in a country like Pakistan, जहाँ झूठ चलता है कहते हैं, where lies run, and sorry, excuse me. So, and another thing is that I have to correct some things. These gods who claim they're gods, it's all wrong, I think. There's no God. There is a energy power, universal power, but there's no God. And you don't have to yearn and suffer like Kunti did and Mirabai did, please. And you know this Paramahamsa Vishwananda, he is like a mestiza a little bit. It's very, very unhealthy. To be that strict. So I'm trying to correct the masters who have gone wrong. And Krishna is not Lord. Maybe Lord of the but it's not that God that we Shias know that he's beyond. We don't know him, but we were told that he's beyond the universe. Beyond his creation, beyond existence. So if you want to make someone go insane, you can be like a Mestiza, Paramahamsa, and you know these people. They're like, they can make you go insane, like, this is not healthy love, yearning and all that for God, even. Healthy God is that when, you know, these poor Westerners, and also, when I was reading Rashid Field, first, you know, because I was a Shia, oh my God, that Muslim Sufi was so terrible with them. He was like, like Mr. Saf, a little so rough, like very, very. What was Rashid Field's book? Oh my God, I was like, no. But anyways, I was not sure of myself. I was still in this religion and saying that, a slap from the believer is better than a smile from a disbeliever. Or, help from, oh yes. So Rashid Field was like slapped, or the Sufi would be so like, he could very strict with him. Rashid told him, you have to leave your flat, apartment, everything. And discipline. Very, very tough with him. What was his book? In moderation is for so he took Rashid Field to the extreme. Sell your apartment, say goodbye to your friends. The last barrier. So this is the way to hit the ego and all this. I was a little bit at that time, but I think love. So thank God I was graced by God's miracle. And Candace, like you don't have to chastise your ego. So Rashid feels also the last barrier. I remember 1 minute of self-esteem. So 1 minute love, So like Paramahamsa Vishwananda says, that when Babaji came, he told Babaji, no, he's not going to teach Kriya Yoga, right? And I'm telling Babaji that no, and Paramahamsa Vishwananda, that this is not love. The way you are teaching, it is not right. Anyways, you can teach that. So, 1 Minute of Self-Esteem, a book. 1 minute self-esteem, caring for yourself and others. Candice Semigran. This book I read. This book made me realize that I need to build my self-esteem, self-respect, and that I'm not going to go down on my knees, down on bended knees for Mr. Saivan. And then when I stopped that, then she came. She came to the church. I was in St. Joseph's College, so one of my classmates, I made friends with Christians, and so a younger age, but they had 3 sisters. So one of their eldest sister was getting married. She wasn't in St. Joseph's College at that time. So I was invited, and I was in church for the sister's, wedding. And that was Mr. Sa's parish church. And I came out, and that's when Mr. Sa came out. Came up, and she was a few yards away, and she smiled at me. Before that, she was always having that disdainful look. Even passing by her, if I go to her blocks. So when I left her, completely stopped any cards, nothing, no flower, no going there, even slipping a card under her door, Valentine's or for her birthday. So then she came and she smiled, and I didn't smile this time at her. Although my friend Jude was with me outside because they were his friends also. He said he didn't see Mr. Sa. He was looking in the front, but he didn't see Mr. Sa. I saw her, I don't know. And then I looked at baby Mary, because I had told baby Mariam that if going there, I realized the statue of baby Mariam is there, a mother of Our Lady of Fatima's holy statue. So I said, if Mr. Sa comes back, I will put flowers on her feet. So, a bouquet of flowers, or maybe one flower. Red rose, sorry, a bouquet of, no, I said I will. I couldn't smile at Mr. Sa. I was like, no, why does she want to put herself in trouble and come to this devil and smile at her little devil? And so many times I used to pass by her. If she would pass by, she would be disdainfully looking down, scornfully. Okay, there was a time, and so when I was in St. Michael's, Mrs. Ann Nazareth, our vice principal, passed away. So went to the Gora Kabristan, the Christian, Catholic or Christian graveyard in Karachi. And so I found Mr. Sa's mother's and father's grave, and the man, he took, they at the registry checked Mrs. Desai and the number of the grave. So I went there and they said, they come here also to this grave. So at that time I didn't pay attention to that grave, but the next time I went there to put flowers and clean the grave with water, I saw that there were two, Damaso and Edward. Those were Miss Desai's brothers who had passed away a long time ago. I wrote it down in my diary, all the dates and all, because Dr. I'd gone to Professor Moyes. He had told me something. Anyways, so I used to put gulab. We used to get these beautiful, very, these Eastern gulab rose, not the English rose. So put that red roses on the grave. Clean the grave first with water and then tell the man to tell him to give it to me and I'll put it on the grave. The man would clean the grave. So I went there again and saw that, I saw that the grave, there was mud on the grave of Damaso and Edward, her brothers, younger brothers who had died, one at 10 years and one at 8 or 7. Edward, the younger one, Damaso, the older one. So I was like, oh my God, they hate me so much that they can't stand that I'm at the grave and I'm putting water. And these are children, her own brothers who died. She can't stand it. So they've thrown away. Okay, so they came to the grave. That's what I assumed. So that was the night. It was a very terrible night. I went in my kitchen storeroom. I took phenol, and I took the phenol family bottle, big one, said poison, or be careful, and I put it in the glass, filled it up, and I was going to kill myself. And I told God, they use that for floor cleaning and some drops or something. It's amazing our maid didn't use gloves, mopping the floor with water. Okay, so I had it in my glass, full glass, and I told God, no one knew about this, like inside I said, God, if you exist, then come and shake my hand or take this from my hand. Otherwise today I'm going to drink the phenol. Right, and I waited I said, I'm giving you this much time. It was like a labyrinth, a hell I was in. Miss Desai hated me. Couldn't even see that I assumed all this. I don't know who took the roses off. Oh, sorry, roses, gulab, and put mud on so I wouldn't come there perhaps. And I thought it was. I said, okay, so I couldn't take it. Kill myself. Take my life. God didn't come. I gave him some time. I said, if you exist today, I'm holding, and I held the glass in my hand, full of phenol. I said, God. So I gave God a chance, right? Because if God it's either my beloved Mr. Sa or God. So if God, you care today, because I felt Mr. Sa didn't care for me, and I was like, I have to destroy myself. God didn't come. I drank the whole glass of phenol, and went up. And then I don't know. I got up. I woke up that night. In the daytime, I'd gone to the Gora Kabristan and saw the mud, and always, like twice, I've gone there or something, and I've seen the mud. My the rose, garland, gulab ki phool, the rose removed from Damaso and Edward's grave, and mud on it. So I went once, second time, again, third time. Okay, I don't know how many times, and it hit me that they hate you. They can't stand your presence at their graves, their brothers' graves. Children, they can't stand me. So I said, God, now the only thing to survive for was my faith in God. If you care, because Mr. Sa didn't care. If you care, you come. He didn't come. He did. I was like looking, because we've had some miracles at Bibi Sakina, Imam Hussein's daughters, Tabut. At least like shake my hand or drop the glass. Nothing happened. I gave it some time. And then, so he didn't come, I drank it. And then, so these things, you see, that's why I didn't smile at Mr. Sa when she came. Because then I felt, maybe I've started to know the Fikri family. She hasn't come for me. She's just come to, and I used to get all these weird things about her. That maybe she's come because she wants to look good now. So I put a good word for her. Say, oh yeah, Mr. Sa, nice, yeah. To Mrs. Munira Gulzar, her ex-student in St. Joseph's College, and Miss Shafiqa Fikri, the Fikri family. But I never used to, that was first, second year, I never spoke about Mr. Sa much. I had to tell her, no, when I told the principal, I told her my things, my wrongdoings during the separation. So anyway, so I didn't smile at her. And so love doesn't need any discipline. And God doesn't need our love. Human beings need our love. So it's humanity. It's loving the weak. It's loving. It's what Mother Teresa said. Mother Teresa. What was the? I can't search now. I have not much energy. To love the poorest of the poor. I see God suffering and she wants to take care of her. She said she wouldn't go near a leper, but because of God's love, she loves God. So for us, I realized for humanity, God, um, there was a time I didn't quite agree to Sufi, Rumi, and like this guy, even Rumi and Shamsi Tabriz. Shamsi Tabriz leaving, he was killed, I think out of jealousy, or maybe he disappeared, he left Rumi. I don't believe in this kind of love. I believe, and oh yes, but do believe that if Krishna had a message from God, if there was a God, if there is a God, that make love above me, put love above me, then that, yes, like these prophets. But but I don't believe that either we're divine or we're not divine. Either, but messages coming, prophets, I don't believe in that. So I don't believe in the Sufi love in this way that Rumi suffering, where is Shams, and leaving him in like that. But if someone had killed him, I think there's another story that Shams was killed by Rumi's son, I think, or brother or someone, relative of Rumi. Let's be safe and say that. Because he was jealous. So what is my father doing with a man? Or something like that. Then, but leaving someone to put them in this, the suffering, the grief, the suffering for God will make you sublime, will somehow make you purify you and teach you true love. I don't believe in that anymore. So there may be still Sufis who could object to this. I really don't care. What I believe in is that love is what I believed in. Now I don't believe in love. I just believe that there should have been nothing. For God to create this world and sufferance, evil existence, He should have a good reason. And I don't understand the reason emotion. So I feel that Paramahamsa Vishwananda and people, gurus and masters like him are, like, I'm going to give you a hard time. So I read about Fudo Mayo, and Fudo Mayo, I don't know how Buddha, he finds out that Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, and another Hindu god, they're all devils because they are responsible for rebirths, reincarnation of people. And this karma whole thing doesn't make sense to me. And this is a very unhealthy way. In fact, a child, okay, you might think that the child is wild, like my mother never set rules. But yeah, she would not spare the rod and spoil me. No. But in certain ways, she gave me freedom to play with the neighbor boy who was older to me. She gave me that freedom, certain freedom I was given by my mother. And so I don't believe in strict discipline, which I had to do when I just acquired it, and also had to do on myself. That's why the therapy. I agreed to go for therapy, but I wouldn't go higher than in therapy, higher than, because it can't reach your soul. So just for disciplining yourself. They say time heals the wounds. I say love heals. Love is the best healer. Love is, so I believed, so I came across all these books, and also one, I don't know from where, that in college I realized it was a old unconditional love, and a sweet, sweet love, and this, and love, ego. In true love, you don't have an ego. And okay, my love was for Mr. Sadat. People started to say that, oh, because your mother was not well or something. That's not true. I'd love to share. And maybe like some Christians would also say, would. So Elijah was sent to save not the whole, only one lady. He gave her also a miracle too, right? Her son, he raised, her son was sick or something, he cured, and he helped this lady. So you can read the Bible also on this, or The Fifth Mountain by Paulo Coelho. The Fifth Mountain is on Elijah, I think, Elijah. So this, it's very unhealthy to beat up the ego. Or flush the ego. Or discipline people. Or say that God wants you to yearn for Him. Or this. Very unhealthy. And it's taken out of love is love can never crucify you, never hurt you. It is all good. It never creates any problems. It never tests. Unconditional true love. The sun never tells, the earth that I owe, or, thank me, or, this kind of a thing. You give without asking for even gratitude. Love teaches you. If you have love. And I think you should also realize that you are love. And this whole thing was created for love. And let your ego, it will melt your ego, dissolve all all kind of bad feelings. It just dissolves your ego. You don't have to practice. I'm going to do this for Radharani. Okay, those ancient times, and those, मैं तो राधा रानी की दासी, और ये, please, let's leave that all aside. I know you would want to go back to your rituals, your ancient thing for looking up to Radharani. You are that. It's just that, thank God, okay, this Krishna, at least he had sense in him, something, that he said that God, I'm God. He didn't say I'm God. Maybe he said I'm God. He didn't say I'm God. If he had, I think he just showed. So don't go for those gurus who just say they're God and they discipline and just love. Tell them, show us you are God. Move mountains. No, don't even move mountains. Help, show us the humanity suffering. Pick that person up. Heal that person. Not just for yourselves, others too, who are outside of your cult. So it's a big, first of all, to help the Muslims. I don't know how I did this. And I had to forsake a lot. Couldn't get up. Like now, I have to go do some work, but I won't be able to do it because I'm here. So I have to forsake the work. I can only do one thing at a time. Every day if I come here, my work, I can't do it. So I lose out, even struggling to make tea, but it would be, if I didn't come here, I'd at least have, no, sorry, I think what they've done to me, no, I don't realize this, that they haven't left me with, and then, I don't know, maybe a little bit, yeah, but the energy, तो कहीं का नहीं रखा है. They haven't, I don't know how to say this. Anyhow, so relying on Zahra Auntie's Devi and the science she gave, I got Radharani. What Paramahamsa is doing to his disciples, it's very unhealthy. But anyways, yeah, they, and the other one is, and Paramahamsa, I don't know whether, but the man has come, and this, if this is true, his testimony, so there should be a court case. Why not a court case? I don't know. Okay, maybe, yeah, even I wouldn't have a court case. Very scared. Like you become so subdued. Then there are Christians who think Hindus are demons. Okay, I have to go now, sorry.